Hey guys, this is Jesus, and I'm coming to you for your weekly dose of Tucson Fit Talk, brought to you from me and Body and Mind Fitness. Quickly, I just wanted to answer a question that I had today. I was speaking with one of the members, and it was like, "Am I doing enough? Am I doing enough to get the results that I want?" And to touch base on this, really, it comes down to a process. Losing weight or hitting performance goals or improving your level of fitness, there's a process, and it's going to take times. And along those, it's the coach's job to kind of evaluate, hey, are we moving fast enough? Are we moving too fast? Do we need to adjust something here or there? And figure out what would be the next best step to take. Now, in regards to as I'm doing enough, some of the things that I look at as far as coaching someone through this process is limiting factors. And really, I see my job as trying to eliminate all the limiting factors that can be present for someone. And so wanted to share with you those limiting factors so you can identify them and then figure out if you need to adjust some of these areas or maybe just adjust your mindset on some of these areas. So the first one is genetics. Genetics being a limiting factor in the sense that a lot of people believe, hey, I'm always going to be chubby, or I'm always going to be the fat person, or this is just the way I'm built. I'm built big, I'm built broad, I'm built heavy, or I'm built small. I can't gain weight, And when it comes down to it, that really most folks are not at an elite level of their genetic potential, and they're really not being hindered by their genetics. That's just what it comes down to it. I mean, I remember being the same type of person and saying, oh man, well, I'm just big bone, I'm just fat, I'm just always going to be this way. And really, I just kind of used it as a crutch, used it as an excuse to kind of give me a reason or a belief of why it was okay for me to not eat vegetables, why it was okay for me to not skip a workout, why it was okay for me to not be active, outside of the gym. And what I'm trying to say is genetics really doesn't have to come into play. That's not a limiting factor for most people. If you're training for the Olympics or something like that, yeah, there's a certain threshold that you're going to reach, when it comes down to your genes. But for the general population, we just use it as a big crutch. So we got to squash that and eliminate it, right? Second one is going to be exercise. Second limiting factor is exercise combined with physical activity. So yes, it's important to have purposeful exercise and have certain goals that you're trying to reach, and you're going to work on those and train on those inside the gym. But you have to combine that with an active lifestyle and do things outside of the gym that are going to increase your activity levels, that are going to increase your caloric expenditure, your metabolism, and all that stuff. Exercise alone is not going to get the job done. I'll tell you that right now. It needs to be a combination of both exercise and physical activities. So if you need to park further away when you're shopping for groceries so you can push the cart further or just simply walk further, then that's the kind of stuff that you need to do. Good tip is using a pedometer and just tracking and seeing how many steps you take, throughout the day. If it's anything under 5,000 steps, then you're probably being too sedentary. You're not moving enough. You need to get that up. I don't care if you're in the gym 2 hours that day. If you took less than 5,000 steps, you weren't active, and that's going to be a huge limiting factor when it comes to trying to, drop a certain amount of weight or improve your body composition and so on and so forth. So number three, your physiology. When you for some folks, right, they'll stall out or they'll plateau, and they're active, they got good nutrition, they're following their exercise training program, but for whatever reason, they're struggling to lose their weight. And this is when, as a coach, you can work with a medical professional and rule out to see if they got some type of hormone dysfunction or some type of other physiological reason of why they're plateaued. But that's only after somebody stalls out, after they've done, a lot of the work. And that's a good idea to go ahead and explore that factor. The fourth one is mindset. And this one's one of the most important ones, but as a coach, you really want to try and work and build somebody up and help them improve on their own self-esteem and their own belief that they're going to accomplish this. As a trainer, as an exercise coach, a lot of times you are that person's sometimes a cheerleader, sometimes a whoop in the butt, and sometimes you're that only person's source of motivation. And so you have, or me as a coach, I have the ability to kind of build up that mindset, build up that willpower, and help a person develop new habits that are going to take them further and further and further along the journey. And a lot of times that could be a limiting factor for someone. Somebody thinks, I'm just always going to be fat. They kind of need that voice for them to kind of build them up and put them back in the right frame of mind. The last one is going to be nutrition, and this is another really important, if not the most important, part of the puzzle. What you eat and how you eat, or what you don't eat, is going to affect your body composition, your performance, and your health, your state of health. And so with nutrition, it's really important to kind of work on new habits that are going to improve all those areas. And I think this is the area that you can kind of have the biggest bang for your buck modifications and still get it. So again, when I'm working with somebody and I'm trying to help them along the journey, the 5 things I'm looking at is genes. Usually it's not going to play a role, but sometimes we just have to explain that to folks. Exercise and physical activity. How much are they getting, and are they doing it? Physiological reasons. Excuse me. If someone's plateauing, let's work with a medical professional and find out if any of that is playing a factor. 4th is mindset. Do you have the belief, or do you need to work on some willpower and just some self-esteem stuff, and eliminate that out of the puzzle? And then the 5th one is nutrition. Are we eating the right type of foods? Good healthy foods. Do we know how to shop? Do we know what to look for at the grocery store? Are we eating enough calories for our goals? And then do we know how to prepare food? Things like that. It's going to be really, really important. So again, this was Tucson Fitness Talk. Those are the 5 limiting factors. If you need to work on them, please go ahead and get after it. If you need some help, feel free to request a complimentary consultation. The link's down below. Also, if you just want to join the email list, we'll send you a copy of a free ebook called The Essentials of Strength Training to get you started, and then also send advice on nutrition, exercise, and mindset and motivation. So I'm Jesus. Thanks. See you next week.